Hello, this is Scott Stapp. Greetings, my friends. All of you out there watching 60 Minutes. Rock on. Right. Yeah. I think it was the best thing for us to, when we broke up, to break up. I think it was important for us as friends and as artists in terms of where we are today and how being apart has enabled us to grow in unique ways and enjoy what we're doing now. And without that chemistry and those songs and that connection that we had, none of what we're doing now would be possible. And so, I think it's important to always have that outlook and appreciation for the time that we shared. And then, we got back together in 2009 and toured through 2012. And so, it's been an amazing journey. And forever, it started with Greed. And that'll always hold a dear place in my heart. Yes, making this album absolutely changed my life. It was written through a transformation period as I was changing. And then when I got to the end, I felt like, okay, it's over now. And now as I sing these songs every night, it's a reminder to me about where I've been and where I want to go and where to keep my mind in focus now. So it's definitely been a transformative record. Absolutely. Absolutely found my proof of life. And it came at a period of time where I had gotten to a point of desperation, where I felt like I had lost everything, professionally, personally, and I had lost my song for a number of years as I was fighting demons, which I talk about in my book. And I was at a place where my life just seemed a mess, and I had lost purpose. And through this record and the process of pulling myself from the places that I had been, that mess turned into a message. I found purpose again. I found my song again. And so this record symbolized for me that it all mattered. I'm alive, and this is my proof. And so it's a very important record for me personally, because of the real life and the places that I had to go, that I can now thankfully speak about and talk about in this music. And it just kind of reinvigorated me as an artist and a songwriter. I have that same passion and hunger now because of the situations that happened in my life that I did as an unknown artist 20 years ago. And I'm very fortunate for that because it went away for a time. And so it's really coming through in the live performances, and I definitely think it came through on the record. Unlivable. I wouldn't be able to process it. It wouldn't be life. It would be death without song, without music. I would have no connection to God. Music is my conduit to my soul and the spirit realm and everything higher and grander and heavenly to me. So I couldn't exist without music. Absolutely, absolutely. Um, and having dealt with real drugs, uh, I understand the rushes and the sensations and the euphoria and all the places that initially, before they kill you, bait you in. But the thing about music is there's no downside. And that euphoria and that magic and that mysticism, and it evokes that. It pulls it out. And it can be unique and different every time. And I think as a live performer, those moments and trying to do what I can to recreate the atmospheres and vibes that create that euphoria is what I strive for every night. It's what keeps me going. And when I have those shows where I feel like I've just gone to another place, and I just got goosebumps right now thinking about it. I hunger for that. I'm totally addicted to it. And that's my new addiction. I've rediscovered that. And so that's a good point. It definitely is, man. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Um, Not only can I comment on that from what it's done in my life personally, but what I've seen it do as my wife and I have traveled around the world and done different projects with music. For example, with tsunami victims in Japan and children. Music therapy. We've seen children who haven't spoken or even had an expression for months. And then within 15 minutes of music, all of a sudden there's life. So it's something that we want to continue to do, but something that it's been that for me. It's saved my life, and it started off as a young boy. It seems at every critical point in my life where things could have gone really bad, music was there to spare me, and I owe a debt of gratitude for that. It's always been, at times and with certain songs, a prayer for me, a way to say to God what's in the depths of my soul and my being. Um, Often having those spiritual experiences through lyric writing and song. So I definitely understand the Psalms aspect and being akin to David in the Bible. I think that's the origin of all songwriters, is that connection. And also it's a way for me to process life. But definitely there are many songs that I've written that are prayers. I could rattle off five for you, five or six, right off the top of my head. My Own Prison, One Last Breath, Higher, Only One on my new record. Many throughout my catalog. You know. Yeah, that story came at a time in my life where it inspired me to hear that story, because I felt connected, like at that place. I felt in my life at that point in time there were wolves. And my only way to overcome was through song. And so when I heard that story, at first I was taken aback, but then I applied it to my own circumstances. So it was an amazing kind of experience. I mean, of course, it was like, whoa, did that really happen? Is that for real? But it still inspired me. So it was unique, very unique experience. I have a lot of memories, how music has impacted my life. Starting at a very young age, where I was in a principal's office and facing, being kicked out of elementary school because I couldn't sit still. It was disruptive, and if it wasn't for the music teacher who suggested to the principal, let me take him and see if he can sing and do our choir and school plays. And right there is when music first intervened in my life and created that memory and spared me. And, Woodstock, 500,000 people. There was a show in Houston, Texas in 99 where there were 50,000, Creed fans there. And there was just a moment where I could hear all their voices singing at the same time, and it was overwhelming. I can't even describe the feeling. And all of us on stage felt it at the same time and looked at each other. And so there's been many moments, starting as a child all the way through, where music has had a dynamic impact on my life and overwhelmed me, My favorite dish. Oh, wow. I think it would be a Mediterranean dish that my wife prepares, Jacqueline, called lechene. And there's another that I can't remember, but it's poured over rice. What is it called, babe? What? Megluba. And I love it. It's like a pork stew with a gravy that goes over rice. It's amazing. So I've been introduced to a lot of Mediterranean, Middle Eastern dishes through my wife, who's Jordanian. Her parents are from Jordan. She was born in America, but the culture and the food. And so I appreciate that, and my taste buds have gone there. Green. Green is, for some reason, has always been my favorite color, like a hunter green, and then purple. I've been infatuated with those two colors my entire life. I don't know why, but to the point where when I bought an old Helios console from Lenny Kravitz, and it was silver and just beaten down, and I spent 2 years refurbishing it, and when it came to pick the color, I had it purple with sparkles in it, the actual desktop of the recording console. And so, those two colors, my whole life, when I closed my eyes and they would say, look for your third eye or whatnot, doing yoga or some type of meditation. And they would say, what colors do you see? I would always see hunter green and purple. So, don't know why, but I love the sound of running water, like a stream or a river, and then also waves from the ocean crashing and going up and down. I love those sounds. They just calm me, and quiet the noise in my brain. You know what I mean? I don't do well with silence. I need white noise. I need something going on to get me out of my head. Yeah, it's very important for me, um, but I have to be careful not to get trapped in my own thoughts uh, and obsessions of my mind. And so, you know, meditation and prayer, and then just again leaving background noise on is important.